For 30 years, Johnny Carson brought America into his living room each night, creating a sense of closeness with Hollywood's biggest stars. However, while millions watched, Carson kept explosive secrets that could have ruined the careers of his most famous guests. "Johnny knew everything," said a former producer who worked with Carson during the 1970s and 80s. Stars would come to the show, charm the audience, and discuss their marriages and relationships. Meanwhile, Johnny would smile, aware that their public personas were lies. He took most of these secrets to his grave. In his later years, however, Carson became more open with his close friends about the lies he had seen throughout his career, especially about the true sexuality of beloved stars who lived double lives, hiding their authentic selves behind arranged marriages and fake public images. One of the most surprising revelations was about America's leading man, the heartthrob who appeared on Carson's couch several times. This star discussed his marriage while fearing that Carson might ask one question that would expose his fabricated life. Another revelation was about a famous Hollywood couple whose 26-year romance was celebrated as the most incredible love story. Meanwhile, Carson knew it was just an arrangement that allowed both stars to hide their true sexuality. These were not just casual secrets. They could lead to career-ending consequences, public shame, and even legal trouble. Carrying these secrets weighed heavily on Carson as he thought about his legacy later in life. Let's look at the most shocking revelation: how America's most desired leading man kept an elaborate lie through a studio-arranged Lavender Marriage while constantly fearing exposure on television's most-watched talk show. Rock Hudson, the hunky heartthrob with the sham wife. Rock Hudson was the ideal leading man for women in the 1950s and 1960s. He was tall, athletic, and had a natural charm that made women swoon. He starred in romantic comedies with Doris Day, creating a fantasy of the perfect straight man. A writer from The Tonight Show recalled how Johnny Carson secretly knew Hudson's sexual orientation. Carson joked about it off-air, knowing Hudson's straight persona was a cover. Hudson appeared frequently on Carson's show, always smiling and sharing entertaining stories. But behind the scenes, things were tense for both men. Thanks to a network executive who informed him, Johnny was aware of Hudson's secret. They both understood that if one wrong word slipped, Hudson's image as a ladies' man could be ruined. Hudson faced immense pressure because his appeal to women was crucial for his career. Universal Pictures created his image, even arranging a marriage to Phyllis Gates, who worked for his agent, Henry Wilson, to silence rumors about his sexuality. This marriage lasted 3 years, from 1955 to 1958, effectively quelling gossip. Johnny Carson disliked how Hollywood operated, often referring to it as big business BS. He wasn't against people's love lives, but was frustrated by the deception required to make money. Being part of the act bothered him more than he expressed. The shocking moment came when Hudson died from AIDS complications in 1985, becoming the first major celebrity to do so, which forced the truth about his life into the open. This hit Carson hard. A producer from that time said it felt like Hudson was trapped in a system that prevented him from being himself, and Carson saw his role in the media as part of the problem. The conflict between fame and personal truth often arose in Carson's late-night discussions, especially when talking to other smooth-talking stars. Cary Grant, the bachelor pad setup. Cary Grant was known for his stylish looks and smooth voice, which attracted stars like Grace Kelly and Rita Hayworth. Johnny Carson admired Grant but noticed a big difference between his glamorous public image and his private life, which was quite different. Carson was especially interested in Grant's long-term relationship with actor Randolph Scott. The two lived together in Santa Monica for over 10 years, a place some called Bachelor Hall. While Grant was married 5 times, Carson often joked about his love life and knew Scott mattered to him. One writer pointed out how strange it was to recognize this private truth. They appeared together in friendly magazine photos, but at the time, people only saw them as roommates. Grant's marriages helped him maintain a straight image, which Carson thought was a soul-crushing theater. As he got older, Johnny privately wished things were different and recognized the gap between how the public saw Grant and the reality of his private life. Katharine Hepburn, the epic cover story. Katharine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy's 26-year romance is often seen as a significant Hollywood love story despite Tracy remaining married. Johnny noted that their relationship was more about mutual protection than true love. A crew member from The Tonight Show recalled how Johnny admired Hepburn, recognizing that the public bought into the exaggerated narrative of their romance. For Tracy, it provided a shield against the stigma of divorce. While Hepburn enjoyed the freedom of being seen as a hot single lady, Tracy's drinking and absences allowed Hepburn independence, while her loyalty maintained their story. Hepburn's closest friends were primarily women, and Johnny viewed their relationship as a clever myth, transforming friendship into legend. Hepburn embraced a unique style, wearing slacks and flats, and avoided the Hollywood spotlight by living in Connecticut, allowing the Tracy narrative to justify her independence. Johnny appreciated her rebellious spirit, which resonated with his own life experiences. Marlon Brando, the raw deal. Marlon Brando changed acting with his raw, real performances in roles like Kowalski in A Streetcar Named Desire, Terry in On the Waterfront, and Don Vito Corleone in The Godfather. He set the standard for genuine acting on screen. Johnny Depp admired how Brando balanced his tough image with his private life. Brando was tough to handle, a producer said. He was honest on screen, but off it, he avoided his own story like a pro. Brando took on the role of a handsome leading man with many affairs and multiple marriages. But Depp recognized that Brando's real life was much more complicated, as Hollywood insiders noted. "I love the twist," a writer who worked with him said. He exposed the fakes in Hollywood while creating his own story for fans. Later in life, Brando was open about his relationships with other men. But during his peak, studios pushed a straight image hard. Carson liked how Brando balanced his masculine image with subtle challenges to that image. A friend mentioned, "It was a smart move in a risky environment." There was constant gossip about Brando's rumored relationships with James Dean. Johnny was fascinated by how tough guy actors were turning that image upside down off screen, an NBC veteran said. The gap between image and reality was eye-opening. This contrast between polished appearance and raw honesty also appeared in Depp's views on a rebellious character who questioned the cost of fame. James Dean, The Hustle Hidden. James Dean starred in 3 films, Eden, Rebel, and Giant, before he tragically died in a car crash at 24, becoming an eternal icon. His portrayal of teenage angst resonated with young audiences. A staff member noted, "I never saw Dean. I was too young for Johnny." However, many veteran guests shared stories that revealed a more complex side of his life. Rumors say Dean may have made deals with influential figures like Rogers Brackett to get leading roles. Some called it a bi-curious hustle, using connections to overcome challenges. A writer who worked with Dean remarked, "He was seen as a public rebel with a pure heart," contrasting with those Hollywood stories of climbing the career ladder. A dark irony. Johnny didn't blame the kid if those stories are true, a friend said. He criticized the system that created such desperation. Dean's early death helped transform negative rumors into myth. He remained forever young without the messiness of a mid-career slump. A colleague pointed out, his death protected him from the harsh spotlight that could have destroyed him. Tragedy turned his story into legend, leaving fans unaware of the truth. This shift from truth to legend echoed in Johnny's songs about a European singer who confidently embraced her power. Marlene Dietrich, the Edge Queen. Marlene Dietrich arrived in Hollywood with a cool and sexy style following her breakout role in The Blue Angel and her collaborations with director Josef von Sternberg. She pushed the boundaries of glamour that American actresses wouldn't challenge. A producer shared, Johnny straight up respected her realness, noting how she expressed love freely at a time when it could ruin an American star's career. Dietrich was open about her bisexuality, having been married to Rudolf Sieber from 1923 until he died in 1976. But she also had relationships with both men and women. A writer remarked, Johnny admired her no-shame attitude, highlighting how her European polish allowed her to live authentically in a way American women couldn't imagine. Her style included wearing suits and having a deep voice, which shifted scandal into excitement, with her androgyny as her secret advantage. A cultural commentator who spoke with Johnny said, she turned the maybe into magic, noting that her European background gave her freedom that would lead to trouble for an American star. Dietrich's marriage to Sieber was open. He had a long-term relationship with someone else, but they remained friends. This arrangement gave her both cover and freedom. A colleague mentioned, Johnny was amazed by the double standard. In Europe, it was accepted, but in America, it was canceled. Her bold approach was a rare success for Johnny. contrasting with stars who felt pressured to maintain strict public images. Raymond Burr, Charles Laughton, and Elsa Lanchester, and Tyrone Power, the endless facades. Raymond Burr is a well-known actor, famous for his roles as Perry Mason in An Ironside. His strong voice and presence made him popular in many American homes. To hide his sexuality, Burr created a fake biography with stories like having 3 marriages and a son who died in World War II. A producer noted that while Burr fought for truth on screen, he lived a lie off screen. In reality, he spent 35 years with his partner, Robert Benavides, whom he met while filming Perry Mason, pretending to be business partners. After Burr died in 1993, the truth about their relationship came out, showing the challenges gay icons faced in the mid-20th century. Charles Laughton and Elsa Lanchester were another famous Hollywood couple. Laughton played roles like Quasimodo and was married to Lanchester from 1929 to 1962. Their marriage helped protect their careers, as both were gay. A friend explained that they enjoyed friendship and creativity in their relationship. Lanchester's 1983 book hinted at her husband's quirks, but avoided discussing personal details, showing how they maintained their image. Tyrone Power, known for his charm, was a major star from the 1930s to the 1950s. He lived a double life, keeping his relationships with men a secret while studios arranged dates with actresses. He had 3 marriages with real connections, but he died suddenly at 44 in 1958, ending the myth about his life. This brought attention to the hidden struggles he faced. Johnny's shadow, the load of buried truths. The day is over and the treats are put away. There's a soft voice, gentle lips, and a comforting hand. Carson shares stories that reveal the sadness of a time when being yourself could come with significant risk. He was a key player in maintaining these illusions for many years, but bears regret like a heavy stone. He created beautiful setups and supported a system built on deception in Hollywood. Protecting these illusions came from a place of mercy in a harsh world. However, looking back, he sees that the smiles on stage masked a more profound sadness for all the dreams that never came true. What stands out in these stories is not criticism, but real empathy for those who shaped the way in a challenging time. Johnny's honest reflections remind us that behind the glamour lies hard work and struggle. The real stars are the ones battling their challenges out of the spotlight. If this changes how you see Hollywood, let me know below. Subscribe for more insights about the Golden Age. Thanks for reading.